Hello everyone, my name is Ming, and now I'm going to answer the speaking part 2 and speaking part 3 test. Now let's get started. And my speaking part 2 topic today is describe a style of architecture that you like. Well, let's get started. Well, the style of architecture that I enjoy is Art Deco, which is this style was very popular in the period time from 1920s to 1930s years, and then it is often characterized by its bold geometric shapes, vibrant colors, and intricate detailings. And to, as I said, this style is created from materials like chrome, glass, and concrete, which can reflect a sense of modernity and luxury. And then uh, Art Deco buildings often feature symmetric design or zigzag patterns, and they which are often inspired by nature, technology, and Asian cultures. And I think, and I also searched to an iconic example for this style, and I find the Chrysler Building in New York City, or the Paris de Charlotte in Paris, and both of which showcase the styles electrics and Garnier. So I is quite complex, therefore I can have some mistakes. Forgive me, please. And now for the reasons that I feel this kind of architecture appealing. First, uh, first because of its ability to blend functionally with artistic expressions, and it reflects a time of optimism and innovations because it can reflect the modernity and the luxuries, the royalty that I mentioned above, and additionally, the style celebrations of craftsmanship and attention to detail continues to inspire contemporary architects and designers today. And that's all about my speaking part 2. Let's continue with speaking part 3. And now we will move on to the speaking part 3. Let's get started. First, what is the most important for a public building design, location, or facility? Well, I think that is quite hard to answer because the most important aspect often depends on the purpose of the building. However, I think that locations is usually the priority whenever government decide to build every building, because it can determine the accessibility. Facility come next because they ensure the building can operate effectively and sufficiently. Design, why is also important, but it often third, though it can significantly impact the building's interest or active or attractiveness. Next question. Do you think the appearance of a building is important? Yes, of course. The presence of a building is very crucial because it can reflect the characters and the identity of the space. Moreover, a well-designed building can inspire its pride, it can attract visitors and contribute to the aesthetic of the surrounding area. However, functionality and sustainability should not be too satisfied for appearance alone. Next, what kinds of people like to visit historic buildings? Well, I think that historic buildings can be interesting and attractive places for people who enjoy history, architect, or even culture, and the people who are tourists, students, and researchers are common visitors, as well as the people who always go historic buildings to find the unique or the picturesque settings. And these buildings often attract those who always who often value the national heritage and storytelling. For the last question, do you think it's worth the money to preserve old buildings? Well, I think this is taken for granted because preserving old buildings is because old buildings or as well as the historic ones often the are often the part of cultural heritage. It always represents the history and identity, and restoring and maintaining them can boost tourism, support local economies, and even foster community pride. Well, and that's all about the speaking part 3. Thanks for listening.